that the only thing that can be proved is with science. And I said to him, I said, look, now in my opinion, I said, I'm a seer to believer. I don't believe in ghosts because I've never seen a ghost. So therefore, I don't believe there's Allah up there or there's a God up there because I've never seen him. But people can turn around and say to me, well, I've experienced Jesus Christ coming in and taking my soul. I'm not going to deem you or shudder you, anything like that. Well done. I am so grateful that you managed to turn your life around. But don't you dare stand up there and then preach about your religion while saying that your religion is superior to everyone else's. No, in the Quran, in the Bible, in every religious book, it says we are equal, we are one. So why is he then standing up there preaching when he claims to be the #1 preacher of their fucking religion and saying that Christianity is superior to Islam, to Hinduism, to Sikhism?
Because a lot of people like take like small like parts of like their religious books. That's what they mean.
If I want to base my conclusion on
from like the actual like
what exactly am I
of the religion, for example, and that's what it gets, like the whole religion. It's not what the religion like fundamentally
it's the teaching. The most important thing about religion is the respect, the loyalty, the teachings, to not steal, to not lie, to have morals and ethics, not to fucking stand up there and say that Christianity is superior to everyone else.
My question is, what is scientific evidence?
Whoa. Now you say churches. Why is it that priests who are meant to be the figure of God, priests, you know, imams, priests, all of these people, why is it that there's been several cases of priests raping children in boarding schools? If he is a true believer of his religion and he is a true preacher of his religion, why is it that he is then going behind stage and raping kids who are 4, 5, 6 years of age? Why? Tell me that. And if I had the confidence, I'd fucking go up and say that to him. But I don't have confidence in front of all of these people.
Can I do something short? Can I say something short, yeah? I mean, I like the way you talk to him. It's very beautiful. I'm not going to lie.
Thank you.
But there are a lot of sectism and groups in the world.
Yeah, there are.
For example, from what I practice, it's called Islam.
Like, the guy is doing against Christianity is about like
Islam means from the word salama. So once you're Islam, you're an agent of peace, or you work for peace. But how do you get that peace? You get that peace by Muslim means someone who submits the inner self to the one true divine creator, Allah, right? So now you can call, for example, animals submit themselves to God and God alone because they expect everything from God because they have different realm of understanding of what God is. So they are true Muslims compared to any other human. So when it comes to, for example, Jesus said, submit yourself to the creator. Think about, for example, Buddha says, submit yourself to the light. Right? So if you submit yourself to the one true divine, what happens from there is that we become agents of peace because we receive peace from there. So God says in the Quran, for example, do not cause sects and groups, right? Because it's bad for us. Exactly. What happens? Politics gets into it. We divide. We turn into teams. For example, football games.
And we turn against each other.
Exactly, like football games. Manchester United against another team.
Chelsea or
boom, there's a fight.
Yeah.
Are we going to go into football here?
No, never that.
You know what I'm saying?
But I totally agree with what you're saying. And do you know what creates diversity in this world is that there are a lot of religions out there. That's what creates all of us to be different. We all believe in something different. Okay, we may have the fundamentals that there is a God up there or an Allah up there, but you will believe something different to Allah than to what I believe. You might believe that he's got blue eyes and I might believe that he has brown eyes. But what I'm trying to say is you're allowed to have loads of religions, but just don't shudder any other religion and don't ever call your religion superior to everyone else's, because you're not. He might think he's superior because he's submitted himself to inner peace.
But that's the nature of the religions, isn't it? They all claim that they're exclusive.
Yeah, they all do, but I don't understand where that's come from.
No, but that's because every religion, they all believe in God.
Yeah.
But when you ask them to define your God or describe your God, you'll get a different answer.
Yeah, exactly.
So religion is not one monolith. It's
diverse.
Even within the religion itself, like for example, within Christianity and within Islam, you'll find diversity.
Yeah, of course.
Yes,
and that's the beauty about it.
Neither
is the beauty.
monolithic.
That is what creates debates. That's what creates opinions. That's what creates me and you to talk. I would have never met you two if I didn't come here today to get into this conversation. And that's the beauty of it. You know, religion is beautiful. It is beautiful. But nowadays, religion has been taken to an extremity.
It's become a dirty word now.
It's become such a frowned upon word. Like, we used to come here when I was children, and there used to be 5, 6 speakers, one Christian, one Islam, one Sikh, one Hindu, and they all got along. Okay, fair enough, they all had their differences, but they all got along. Now, one can't look into each other's eyes, you know, because it's become something that's frowned upon.
Do you think the media has a role to play in that?
100%.
Yeah.
100%.
Because I think
the media is the biggest culprit in everything.
The other
they
ones
twist and turn everything.
But there's also one thing though, that at the same time, is that when we all say that we believe in God, right? Some people have a whole, like, I'm not saying it's wrong, like that's their own opinion to say that.
Yeah.
But if someone comes up to, for example, my way of believing God or Allah is that I cannot imagine Allah. Forget about imagining Allah. I cannot imagine anything outside my realm of the physical world. Because if I try to imagine, I'll only put things that I saw in the physical world together and then say that, exactly, just my own fantasy.
So create your own bubble,
exactly,
whereas reality is here.
Exactly. So some people will say God is a white man with a white beard in the clouds.
Yeah.
Whereby I believe that God is above the 7 heavens above. Yeah. And his throne compared to the universes, it's like a ring in a desert.
Yeah.
Right? So and the angels carrying his throne, like I might say carrying, but I don't know if they have arms, I don't know if they look like me, but we don't know what they look like.
Yeah, we don't.
So God is so great and so great that he's not even able to come to this earth.
He's beyond our imagination.
He's beyond
our imagination. So when someone comes to me and he says, God is a man, he came down and now he's among us. All right, God is a spirit, they say. I don't believe God is a spirit because we already have a spiritual world. We have the physical and we have the spiritual. So which way is God? Like if God is about the spiritual, then all the spirits world are gods, right? Yeah. So it goes against Muslims. So if I come to you and I try to explain to you and you turn around saying, now this is war because you're trying to, that is what happens.
Yeah, and that's what creates the infuriateness. That's what creates the anger, because one's trying to claim one and another's trying to claim another thing.
I think what the sisters try to say, I think, correct me if I'm wrong, it's the way they're preaching.
Yeah,
it's like you're wrong and I'm right.
No, do you know what he said? This is his exact word. Yeah. Christianity is superior to any other religion.
Muhammad in the Psalms, mentioned by Muhammadin. What is it? Psalms 2?
People as well. That is a very bold statement to make.
You'd have to, the way I would see it, in Islam, as a Muslim, I would tell you
but I don't use that, to be honest.
And there's a difference.
I would rather use Isaiah 42.
You wouldn't say it's superior.
The prophecy of
You'd say it's truth, but it's not superior.
Isaiah 42.
Isaiah 42.
In the Quran, the difference is this: you might see some hate coming from the preachers, and we're not trying to say, Muslims are perfect. Like, I'll show you why. In the Quran, Allah Subhanahu wa Taala says to us that when you debate with them, discuss and debate in the best of ways.
And we're not to get the most out of it.
And we're not to degrade them, because if we degrade them, for example, if I cuss them, they will cuss back, and therefore they will go into sin.
Exactly.
Unfortunately, on the other side, that doesn't work that way. So you may well find there might be the odd Muslim who does it, but then you need to refer him back to the Quran itself, because our own book tells us we don't debate in a vicious way, in a way to insult. You see, so that's the difference in Islam.
That's what they do.
We're commanded not to do that.
You debate to educate.
Yeah,
You debate
because
to...
we believe in Jesus, so how can we cuss him?
Exactly.
You get what I mean?
Yeah, exactly. And for him, this Abby chick that was up there asked him, you know, like, why is it that Christianity is superior to every other religion? And he turned around and he said, because Jesus saved my soul. Okay, so what happens if an Islamic person underneath him was to turn around and say, hold on a minute, Allah saved my soul. So why are you superior to me? Why are you superior?
I think that was the same mentality. People used to conquer.
I can tell.
His religion doesn't
He can have a message. He can have a message. It's the way he's.
All he likes. It's the way you portray it to other people.
Exactly. Yeah.
This superiority complex is something that is totally against the preaching and the teachings of Islam. Because in Islam, you know, this is the first thing that was dismantled. Because, you know, they had the Arab pagans who basically they had like caste system within them. They had the superior elites who would look down upon the other lay person, and they were the only ones allowed to be entered in certain temples or certain festivals and so on. And this is something that you find in other religions as well. Like, for example, in Hinduism, they have a caste system where they have the Kshatriyas and the Brahmins who are at the top, and you got the Shudras who are the untouchables. So they are not even allowed to be touched. They are considered to be like the filth of the society. But they can't help it because they were born into that system or in that culture, and for their whole life they'll have to feel inferior. So this is the first thing that Islam, when Prophet Muhammad came, that there is one God, and in the eyes of God, the only one who's superior, who is the righteous person. Not your caste, not your creed, not your color, not your tribalism, nothing. Not whether you're an Arab or non-Arab. No one is superior over the other except by the deeds and by the righteousness.
That's it.
Okay, so raise your finger and take shahada.
So, I'm just curious. So do you believe in God, or what's your story?
So, my nan and granddad were Muslims. Sorry,
Okay.
They believe in Islam. They practice Islam.
Right.
They prayed. It did everything. My mum and my dad are not so much, like they don't practice. They literally just
join the club.
believe.
This happens.
Yeah, they just like we say when we go to bed, Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. We do our prayer and then we go to sleep.
Oh, so they're
We wake
Muslims
up-
but not practicing.
Yeah, so we wake up every morning. We
So
thank
you're still
God
Muslim?
to
They're
wake
still
up.
Muslim?
Yeah,
Of course. I'm not afraid.
Same here,
to
just
say
like I
that.
wasn't practicing. Yeah,
Exactly.
same, yeah.
Exactly. So that's what I believe.
So you-
but then again, me, like I said, I'm a seer believer. As much as I want to say, yes, Allah is true and everything like that, I've had the opportunity to be raised in an atmosphere where I have had the opportunity to listen to everything. Christianity, I've had Hindu friends, I've had Sikh friends, I've had Islam friends. And every time I used to speak to them, there is one common ground. There is one common ground, that we are humans, we are sacred, we have one life to live, and there is someone above that.
Yeah, there's a common morality within
ground.
all the religions. Actually, not only the religious people, I would say there is a lot of good morality amongst the atheists, those people who don't even believe in God.
Yeah.
But the thing is, it's kind of not. I would say it varies, isn't it? Between
Limited.
So one atheist morality might differ from the other atheist morality.
Yeah, and that's why, with me, I'm stuck at the moment. Like, I don't know what to believe. Like,
So the difference.
Lack the knowledge. I've been there. Many of us have been there.
I'm lacking knowledge.
Many of us
at the
have been there
moment.
because our parents, see, the 60s and 70s were a time where it's time to put a suit on and forget about religion.
Yeah, exactly.
And now the message is spreading again.
Exactly.
So don't say that, sister. What it is it's just a lack of knowledge. Now, our advice would be, I would believe, is gain that knowledge and analyze that.
No, I've read the Quran.
Alhamdulillah.
I've read the Quran and I know all the prayers and everything. I've read it. It's just
You have questions.
When you say you're
unanswered.
Same here. Join the club.
Unanswered.
All of us have been in this boat.
Yeah.
But the difference, there's two paths you can take. One is where you just see something, you don't get it, and you reject it. Now that's just blind.
Yeah.
The other one is you actually see something, go and find the information. Now, again, even when you do find the information, it's totally up to you whether you accept it off the people. Look, for example, if this gentleman is talking to you, we have to judge, don't we? That is he got some kind of, do you know what I mean? His attitude, what is he trying to sell?
That's normal, you know, that's what you do when you speak.
If you're truthful, all I can tell, sister, is look, you're truthful in the way you ask for information, by what I can see.
Listen.
Seek the information and be truthful to yourself. I think you'll find the answer.
Listen, there's one thing that I will stand among everything, okay? In the Quran it says not to lie, not to steal, not to harm yourself. But okay, I smoke. And I regret starting.
You all have faults.
You all
sister.
have
I haven't
them
found
faults.
anyone who doesn't have a fault yet.
But one thing I will say is that
none of us are
lying and
angels.
stealing, to me, is the biggest sin. Okay,
Alhamdulillah.
even from your parents, even from your family, even from your friends, even from people that you don't know. In the Quran it says we're all one. We're all equal. We're all brothers and sisters.
What's that for again?
I turn around to say to you, I don't know you. I call you a brother.
I see.
But lying and stealing, you're taking from another brother or sister. That's your family, man.
MashaAllah, Jazakallah.
That's the issue.
That's not going to take from your brother.
That's even worse.
Exactly. It's worse.
Hence why the Quran says there are rules. See, some people say, what's that rule for? What's this rule for? But there are rules in place for, as you said,
Ethics and morality.
Ethics and morality.
Ethics and morality. And that is the teaching of Islam. Ethics and morality.
How much are we?
That is.
How much are we?
People don't understand.
Inshallah.
Now,
Jannat al-Firdaus,
everyone
inshallah.
concentrates on the bad. Everyone concentrates on the bad. And the media portray it.
As you said.
That's human nature. For example, if you're driving a car and you take a really good right turn, do you think people will say, wow, look at that right turn, fantastic, It's only when you hit someone or you take the wrong turn.
Like, oh my, okay,
exactly,
you need to stop doing it. Exactly.
So it's the wrong things that you do that gets
the attention.
That gets the attention, and that sells the papers. And especially if it's mixed with lies and with like the way the media does it. Yes, they portray like a few people like the ISIS or someone, and they think, look, the Muslims are like that, and then the politicians start, and then the hate preachers start, as you have seen over here. This is not the way to do it. In order to create peace and harmony, yes, you actually do not consider those people to be representing the mainstream.
Do with our own religions.
Absolutely, I agree. And we all have our share of black sheep, you see. We all do. Whether you're religious or irreligious, you'll have bad people within that. So, I mean, going back to I think you mentioned something about you only believe what you see.
Yeah.
Yes? You know, trust me, if that was the case, living our daily life would be very difficult. I'll give you one example.
I know, I agree with that, but it's so big, like the statement of there is a God and there is like, I don't know, the statement of there is one above us, that's a very big statement. Like,
it is,
to say that he created all of us, that is a humongous statement. For that to be different than to say, okay, there's a ghost right there, it's completely different, you know, that one, Allah is on this end of the spectrum and a ghost is on this end of the spectrum. It's completely different, do you get what I'm saying?
But
so I understand, I'm a seer to believer, 100%, but the statement with God and all these religions,
I mean,
Allah and
one thing in religion you need to put into, really consider is the fact that there is faith in something which is the unseen. If Allah came in front of you, it wouldn't be much of faith, is it?
No.
Because you're seeing Allah.
Yeah, exactly.
But the whole idea of
reason.
Yes, the whole idea of this world being a test for us, yes, which is a limited time from 0 to 80, 90, 100 years, whatever it is.
Script, and what you do with that is what you choose to do.
And if you read the Quran, and if you read what is prohibited in there, what is permitted in there, it is good for you as an individual.
Listen,
good for you as
one thing. The Quran, the Bible, and all the holy books that are out there is there to give you a road, a path to take down.
Absolutely.
Whether you choose to take that path or not is up to you. Whether you choose to put your trust into religion, it's up to you. Okay, that is what the beauty of religion is. It's up to you. No one is ever going to put a gun to your head and say you have to be Muslim, otherwise I'm going to shoot you.
That wouldn't be much of
Exactly, it's a choice, and that's what allows everyone to be so different and to have different ideas in their head and ideologies. But that also is what brings people together. Is the people forget.
That's what we've been told to discuss.
People forget that the Quran and the holy books is just a road. It's a path. It's the right.
It's guidance,
path.
basically.
It's a guidance.
It's guidance for the right path.
To go to the right way.
Absolutely.
Okay,
no, you got it perfectly right.
I don't understand why it has to be blown up any more than that.
I think only the Quran will guide me to the right way. Only.
Yeah. Okay, because you're Muslim, right?
Even so.
Exactly. But then that person over there will say the Bible is the only thing that.
I think what we need to do, sister, is when you have a book, you read it and you filter through it and you make a decision, isn't it?
You make your decision.
Do you know what I mean? Because there is a truth. If there were 3 boxes and one of them has something under it, not all 3 are going to be empty. So our job is, and hence the test, is to differentiate, analyze, have a look, relax and have a look what the truth is. And you're doing a good job. You've read the Quran, alhamdulillah. Now, if any brick walls that you come across, like I came across a few brick walls, instead of ignoring them, I actually took a little peek. I climbed up, took a little peek, and I saw actually what I thought is not what I thought.
Exactly.
So, you know that's the best way to learn.
What I think is this, though. Sometimes what we read or what we see in the books is beyond the books.
Of course.
All right? For
That's
example,
why you have imagination.
Exactly. But sometimes, when you read the Bible, for example, some people say there's signs in the Quran, blah, blah, blah. It doesn't matter. But what does the meaning of sign, what does it mean in Arabic? I don't know if you speak Arabic. In Arabic, when you say science, you say ulum. Ulum, which means knowledge. So if something contradicts knowledge and understanding and rational, that doesn't mean because at the end of the day, when God created Adam, he was given a mind. So when he was given the mind to understand the consciousness, that's when he was put to a test about the apple and that kind of stuff. Whether he's gonna, you know what I'm saying?
That's why we have freedom of will. Like we have our free will.
Exactly.
Whether we choose to go against that is our choice. But I choose to go and kill someone. Allah.
And that's why Allah has given you the guidance to show you what is right and what is not right.
Exactly.
And this is what's important. But you see, with regards to the different religions, we do acknowledge there are different religions. Yes, but there is only one God. And there are certain religions we say there is more than one God. Yes, but at the end of the day, we have to actually, like the brother said, we have to read and analyze based on the intellect, based on the intellect that God has given you. So what would be more logical? I mean, imagine this: if you had like more than one God, Allah gives an answer to that in the Quran. Because if there are two gods and they both want the same thing, say for example, they both want sunset now. And one said, no, I want sunrise now. And the other says, no, I want sunset now. Remember, they both are God. They're both equally powerful. So you see, there
always is going to be different.
There'll be a battle between them.
We're all different.
Yeah.
Our minds all work in a different way. We all believe different stuff. So there's always going to be a point where someone's going to come up to you and challenge what you believe, right?
Yeah.
There's always going to be an opportunity for someone to debate their side of what you believe, and that's the beauty of it. That is the beauty of
analyze it and see where the logic is, the sources.
Of analyzing the resources that you have. Is ultimately up to you whether you choose to read one book or you choose to go through all the religions and read all of the books and then make the analysis.
I think the latter would be kind of impossible given our limited life. So what I would suggest.
Well, I mean,
why there are 400 million religions or something?
Yeah, but I mean, like Christianity, Islam, Sikhism, the main ones. Yeah. It's your choice.
So that's what I'm saying.
You go and just stick to
what you need to do is you need to
go and read
look at the monotheistic religions. Yes, like the Abrahamic faiths. Most of them preach that God is one. Now again, within those monotheistic religions, obviously there's differences. Yeah. Otherwise, they would all be called the one name.
Exactly.
But they are different names.
The same.
Yes.
And we'd all.
So what do you do is, like for example, I've read the Quran, I've read the Bible, and when I look at the Bible, and when the Christians tell me that God came down as a man and he was killed by his own creation, I say, hold on, there's something wrong with this picture. Because when God in the same Bible says that he's immortal, he doesn't die at all. And then another version says, of that same Bible, says that he was not only killed, but he was killed by his own creation. Yeah. And he died for 3 days and 3 nights. Either he's immortal or he's immortal. You can't have it both ways. So you need to be consistent. You see, one of the principles that is advocated in the Quran is Allah giving you this acid test. Allah says in the Quran, if this book is from anyone other than God, surely you'll find discrepancies in it. Yes. Surely you'll find contradictions in it. Yes. And you see, this is the same rule that we apply to the Quran, the same rule we apply to the Bible, the Old and the New Testament, and the other religions. Because you see, if something is from God, God doesn't make errors. God doesn't have contradictions. And this is quite clear from when we read the Quran. Yes, it has stood the test until 1400 years. Yes, in order for anyone to come and pinpoint any contradictions in the Quran. This shows, you see, the language is Arabic, but it's being translated into many languages. It doesn't mean it's only for the Arab people. No, it's for, obviously it had to become.
Just research it, sister.
It had to come down in one language.
Because you're an honest person, so inshallah.
So I mean, just to clarify, do you believe in God or you don't believe in God?
No, at the moment I'm atheist. Well, I'm not atheist.
You're agnostic.
I think I'm agnostic.
Yeah.
You're not sure which is the right path.
Like, I don't know.
Research, sister, research.
It does. It comes down to whether I want to go out and research it.
Yeah.
But then again, I think at the age I am at the moment, I have more priorities to